They've got Joe Harris. Harden out there with Irving. Then it's Jordan. And it's Durant in at the 4. And for the Mavericks, Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 spot. Now here's Doncic. No one covering.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff. Well, I don't know how many of these he's run, DeAndre Jordan, in the pick and rolls, but boy, is he good at it.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Doncic outside. That doesn't go either for Doncic. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. It's a 3-point game. Harden the pass to Harris. Back to Harden. From downtown. The shot that time, not on target. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Here's Doncic. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Durant.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
To the inside. And finished off by KD.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. That's good from Richardson.
Boy, Josh Richardson, really the kind of guy every team could use because he's got a well-balanced 3 and D game. He does a lot for his team, brings a lot of value to whoever he plays for.
Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas. So he gets them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And slam dunk by Harris.
How about that? The flush from Harris. People forget this guy is 6'6", and he's got a little burst and bounce, too.
On the wing, Doncic. He's covered by Irving. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Pass to Hardaway. Just 5 on the clock. Over Harris. The rebound by KD. Brooklyn trailing. Irving for 3. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant.
Irving knocking down that 3. Textbook form, too. Never rushes anything. Mechanics are efficient and effective.
Pass to Richardson. Latrey buries it from 3-point range. Richardson's got 5 now.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Hardaway. Burke, he's checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told him, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Now here's Burke. Jeff Green missing his last shot. Offensive rebound. Cauley-Stein laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley-Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
James, the pass to Griffin. Outside, Green. A three-pointer is right on target.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
And it's Burke with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. And no good that time. It's a tie game in Dallas. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, guys. Without those second chance points, this game would have had a much different feel to it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Durant is out there with Green. Then there's Brown. Then there's Griffin. And it's James in at point. Here's Burke. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
To the middle. Here's Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
And this is what happens when you let Griffin establish position. He will make you pay.
Here's Burke. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Griffin. The drive by Green. Floats one up, and that one, good. Green's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Harris outside. And stolen by Richardson. Passes it to Porzingis. Hardaway dishes to Doncic. Here's the three. A rebound by the Nets. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way. Drains it from beyond the arc. KD's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, how about the outstanding hustle from Durant? I mean, getting out on the break as soon as the ball was headed the other way. The more bodies going up court, the better.
And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Now, here is Irving. And KD the bucket on the assist by Irving. KD